Hi there, everybody. Very welcome. We are back with a reading for whoever happens to see this, whoever it's meant to be for. If you're new here, I do ad hoc readings with a specific message for whoever's meant to see it in the collective, and hopefully there's a message here for you. All right, I do just want to mention, please know that I do not solicit readings from people through WhatsApp or Facebook or anything like that. I don't belong to either. And I certainly am not going to be messaging you for readings. Please be aware of that. It's something that is very common and it happens to a lot of people. So just keep an eye out and know that if you get anything like that from me, it's not me. Okay. Yes, so we're going to see what comes up today. I just want to ask Spirit what they want to talk about, and hopefully whoever's watching this, whoever this reading appeared for, is going to have a message that is meant for them. Okay, so what do we need to talk about today, please? What is this about? Okay, we've got woman holding a heart reversed. I do read these in the reverse position from the energy oracle over here. That's the way in which they are intended. So I just want to see what else is coming up first. We've got Healer of the Ages. Thank you. Attachment. Okay. Healer of the Ages actually came up in reverse as well. Okay, so for me, this is talking about somebody who's kind of trying to, who knows they're in a bad situation but doesn't want to leave the situation. All right, so it's, for instance, a friend that you have that's not really a friend, but you kind of stay friends for whatever reason. You know, it could be because you feel like you've been friends for 10 years, you should always be friends, but this is not a healthy situation or relationship, okay? Whether it's romantic, platonic, family, friend, whatever the case might be, this is something that is not really good for you, all right? But I feel like it's going to be potentially very painful to leave the situation, and this is what you anticipate, and this is why you don't want to leave the situation. However, this looks like if you do not detach, which is the opposite of this attachment, okay, this is the biggest issue here. If you don't detach, you are standing in the way of your own healing, and you're preventing balance from coming into your life. All right, the Healer of the Ages wants to bring balance, but this has come up in the reverse position. There is so much potential here for you, and it's almost like you have the opportunity to, or you're on the brink of something. Maybe you even offered something and you feel like, oh, I can't do that because this person won't approve, or otherwise you are leaving them behind in some way or another, or it might hurt their feelings. And I feel as if this person might be they might be a bit manipulative. I feel like in certain instances, this is going to speak to certain people. Okay. There's a message for one group here where this person is manipulative, and then there's another group where it's not necessarily the case. We are, either way, we are making a conscious decision to stay in this connection, and we may want to blame it on, well, you know, I'm not really conscious of it, I'm not doing it deliberately, or you've come into a situation here, or grown into a situation where it's been going on for so long that you don't even realize it, or you don't see it as a problem, or it's like you resign yourself to, oh, it's always been that way, that's the way it's always been, she's just like that, or he's just like that. This needs to stop. Okay, this is hindering your growth. This is prohibiting you from walking through that archway to a higher purpose in your life. It's holding you back. This healing and this balance wants to come in, but this sense of attachment whether it's to someone else's agenda or just out of habit, or it's too much effort to change. This is a call for you to make that decision, to do that thing, because this is hindering your growth on many different levels. And if it hinders your growth spiritually, it will affect you physically in your physical world, and it can cause a lot of misery. Okay, you see the bottom of the deck is the temple path. This is where you should be. There are energies around you that want to help you. They want to support you. There are spiritual allies that say, don't be afraid to detach. We'll be there to hold your hand. We'll be there to help you through this. Just because it feels foreign or you're afraid of repercussions doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Doesn't mean that's going to be the be all and the end all. Okay, it's really very much trying to call you into this temple path energy and this this healer of the ages. It says cosmic flower. The frequency of cosmic flower activates our remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. So it's trying to get you back on your path. It's trying to get you back on your spiritual path. And this, what I'm going to call a karmic connection, which it seems to clearly be, it's like a lesson. This is not, if this is romantic, this is not your person. Okay, this is not healthy for you. And if it was at any point, that is coming to an end. This relationship or this person has served their purpose in your life. And you've probably served your purpose in their life as well. And if things are going pear-shaped, it's probably because it's time to move on. Again, conception says, the frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. So you need to bring your awareness to this situation. You need to be deliberate about the steps you take with regards to this connection. There's a man holding a heart here underneath as well. And it's like you're blocking yourself from potential loving connections here. It doesn't have to be male or female. That's irrespective. And I actually, the bottom of the deck here was divine masculine. The frequency of divine masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side. The masculine doesn't have to talk about a man, okay? We've got masculine and feminine elements that bring that balance. He could be balancing the masculine and the feminine, balancing light and dark, positive, negative, you know, that duality. It's like something's seriously out of balance here. Starting again, sorry, the frequency of divine masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. All right, so you don't have to rip yourself away from the situation and cause havoc, but I don't think this situation is very pleasant in the first place. So you need to gently allow yourself to detach from this situation, from this person, so that you can bring this kind of energy into your life. Somebody who is kind, gentle, reliable, has integrity, whatever's missing in the current connection, where you have this attachment, this darkness, where you feel like you are stuck, even if you don't want to admit that to yourself. Ask yourself, how much growth and movement have I had? Maybe there was a lot in the beginning, but maybe in the recent past, it hasn't really been that much. Maybe you do feel trapped. Maybe there is something that's been revealed to you, and you're choosing to live with it when you actually should choose to walk away from it. Okay, so they are challenges that, you know, this is a challenging situation, but it's begging for change. It's like you need to do this. You need to get back on your path. So come up with a strategy so that you can do that. Get yourself out of these chains, because, you know, when we don't realize something's happening to us, we can very easily say, well, I really didn't realize it. I wasn't conscious of the fact that this was occurring. But once it comes into our consciousness, once we have that realization of, hey, you know what, this is unhealthy, then we have a responsibility to do something about it. Then we have a responsibility to have a strategy to get ourselves out of that situation, to get ourselves back on our paths. If you're not honoring yourself and you're aware of the fact that you should be, you need to do something about that. Okay, and the sacral chakra also came up here. The frequency of the sacral chakra, the orange flower of life, supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. The sacral also talks about relationships and, physical relationships. So your sexual encounters that you have in your life. It talks about the reproductive system, all of this kind of thing. If there's any kind of imbalance in relationships, know that this is affecting your success and your abundance in your life. This is definitely affecting your ability to flow, because it doesn't feel like you are being self-directed in the situation. Maybe you convinced yourself you have, or this person makes you feel like you are, or says, oh, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. That kind of thing, like that subtle manipulation, or a slightly like narcissistic kind of trait here. Sometimes we can be like a frog in a pot and we don't even know we're cooking, and it just gets warmer and warmer and warmer, and before we know it, we find ourselves in this situation. We've been lured into the situation. It could also be that, sometimes things just go pear-shaped, and before you know it, both of you in a really weird situation. But this is saying the time for this to end has come. You need to have a strategy on how to leave this situation. Let's see if I can give you some advice on how to do that. The number 1212 is important as well. Okay, 4. Thank you. Okay, there's really a Two of Cups energy coming up for you that comes as soon as you leave this. As soon as you make the choice that you deserve this. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but this is reciprocal energy. This is equal give and take. This is someone who understands you, who's compassionate, who is helpful, who is cooperative. That's missing from somebody's situation here. Okay. The advice here is to definitely stand in your own power. Say yes to new opportunities. All right. This Ace of Cups is there and possible for you. Definitely do not think that this is the end of the world. Get rid of whatever it is that is blocking you. Close chapters, finish off things that need to be finished. Finish the unfinished business. Take care of the last few things that need to be taken care of. Have a strategy to get yourself out of the situation. Choose to not be beaten down by this. All right? You've got the Queen of Wands as well, who is a very powerful, strong, directed kind of an energy. She doesn't care what anybody else thinks. She's doing her thing and she's very successful at doing it. Okay? Your life is not a popularity contest, and I say this often, but this is really applicable to this reading. You don't have to have someone else's approval. You don't have to have people's approval that think that you should have stayed in that connection. They're not living your life. And this really has the potential to get you out of that situation. Remain optimistic. Close this chapter and be optimistic about the next one that can come into your life. The Page of Pentacles also indicates some kind of a new start, and also this potential to not be overcome by situations, to try again if we don't succeed with something. And it also shows that there's like the potential for beginnings in your physical 3D for something else. It's almost as if I can use an analogy that's been given to me in my frame of reference, there is, for instance, you've met somebody romantically, and your friend says, oh, I don't like this person, I don't think you should date them, it's a terrible idea, because the friend is selfish. All right? Or they are not even giving you the opportunity to go out and meet other people or other friends. It's like shutting you down and literally chaining you to where you cannot be yourself. You need to make a different choice. You need to be the one to cut yourself loose. All right. And then all of these wonderful energies can come in, and know that you are not alone. And these beautiful, balanced, cooperative kind of connections will be waiting there for you. They've been waiting for a while. Be open to new ideas, new ways of doing things, new opportunities for connection, and new opportunities in general, because there's something that is a lot more emotionally satisfying for you. But you need to make the choice to leave behind these things that are just hindering that. Okay, and that's it. I hope this is going to help somebody. I wish you much strength, and I'll chat to you again soon. Take care.